What's up, everyone? Tyler here with Seven Figure Entrepreneur. With me, I have Gabe. You want to say hello?
What's going on, guys? Happy to be back. We got a good one today. It's going to be
good
really
New Year's.
Yeah, this guy is a killer on Facebook. So
just a killer in life. He's a really special guest. We've probably chatted maybe a handful of times, but Scott has a resume unlike most in this space. He's been in this space a hell of a long time. You spent over $100 million on paid advertising traffic?
Yeah, at least.
At least, and a whole lot of other stuff. Has a ton of insights and wisdom on paid traffic, probably all sorts of mediums, probably ones that don't even exist anymore, as well as just general business knowledge. You did the whole Silicon Valley grind for a little while too, didn't you?
Yeah, born and raised here. Went to school down in LA, but I've spent most of my life in the belly of the beast in Silicon Valley. So
yeah,
what I know.
So Scott's really a really good OG. He's got a ton of information, a lot of really good stuff. So we thought he'd be awesome to bring on board. So thanks for doing this interview. Definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah, totally. 100%, man. Happy to be here.
Do you want to give a better bio than the one I just gave? Because I know you've done so much shit, man. I probably just know a fraction of it.
I wish we were recording beforehand because he gave me such a great one.
Did he?
Him, yeah.
No, man, I'm just a dude, right? Like, I'm just a dude that got super lucky. I moved back to the Bay Area in 1996, which was probably before most of you were born, and just got super lucky. I mean, like, the internet was blowing up back then, like lots of cool things, and just like had been fortunate enough to spend the bulk of my professional career there doing a bunch of internet-related things, lead generation.
That sounds like porn.
Media buying. No, man, it's like people ask me, like, I just got super lucky, man. Like, I believe if you're in the right place at the right time and you listen more than you talk and you just ride the wave, you can do pretty well. So I do think that I was lucky to be in a cool period of time, B, lucky to be in a great place, Silicon Valley, and C, was lucky enough to find my passion, something I was super stoked about, so that it wasn't hard for me to work hard.
Nice.
It was very, very natural to me to kind of jump into these businesses that I like so much. So yeah, I got super lucky, man. Like, very, very grateful.
I like how you said that too, man, how it was easy to work hard because it's something you were passionate about.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, it's, I think there's a world that exists outside of our world that views us suspiciously, because my personal and business life blend so elegantly together to where I could be anywhere in the world on a laptop. And if you run across a 9-to-5er, they're confused as to why you're on a laptop on a beach. And oh, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, no, I actually fucking love what I do. I'm super passionate about it. So I do blend personal and business life pretty seamlessly together, which has been my goal all along,
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
It's pretty easy to combine the two in this industry also. We traveled a lot last year, not a lot of far places, but a lot of business related trips and stuff. But it was fun at the same time that we were working, and it didn't really seem like it was a work trip. It was just blending the two, like you said. It was awesome. So
yeah, totally, man, totally. It's just like laptop, internet connection, and you could be anywhere in the world working. So it's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you're in the Bay Area, or you're in Silicon Valley. You're doing your thing. You got kind of brought into this internet world. What kind of things did you do while you were there?
Well, so I mean, I immediately got a job back in the day. I'd say my first foray into being a business owner happened in 1999 when a few guys and we started a company called NetFlip, which ultimately morphed into a company called Meta Rewards. So we had this idea of paying people cash to surf the internet, which back in the day was a company called All Advantage. So we modeled off of that. We realized that there was a group of advertisers early to the game that were paying big commissions to acquire customers. So we morphed the business model into a company called Meta Reward, which ended up becoming one of the first affiliate networks out there.
Wow.
Back in the day. We sold that to Experian 2 years later, which we were super stoked about. So for a bunch of cash. And then, I kind of like went from there into another big company called NetBlue that we started with a buddy of mine. Again, like doing really, really heavy media buying on platforms like MSN and some of the guys you'd mentioned back in the day that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So really just cut our teeth in terms of like media buying on what was very, very new platforms back in the day. So yeah, I mean, then just that blew up to like $130 million, and then We raised a bunch of money there. I could kind of continue on in terms of all the things I've done, but I've just been very fortunate to be in an industry, whether you want to call it advertising or direct to consumer marketing for these years, doing things, been able to scale a bunch of companies, one past 100 million, a bunch over 50 million bucks a year. So I've seen kind of the ride in terms of how that goes down. And then, I'm just like, we're here now running a health and wellness company that we started 3 years ago, my partner and I, and that's going well, scaling really well. So it's really great.
That's awesome. What's interesting, cool, man, is how, because I've met a lot of guys, and I'm sure we all have in the industry who have had like one hit or maybe two hits, but you've been able to like consistently do it.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is, man. Like, I'm not any smarter than the average guy. I do know how to smell money pretty well, and I think I can kind of like, through all the times that it's collapsed, I think I arm myself with everything that I know takes businesses down, because right, I don't know that it's easy to create wins, but certainly you can create them. I think that the challenge though is keeping them live, because whether it's a mid that goes down, whether it's the FDA, FTC, I mean, there's just a million things, partner issues, and there's a million things that'll collapse the business. So after all these years, I've kind of like come to understand those. I do a good job of mitigating those so that I can kind of hopefully continue to create hits in the space and keep them live a long time.
If you were to tell someone if I was asking you straight up, like, how do I find those wins, or how do I pursue those business opportunities that look good? And I know that that's a really broad, long question, but if you could give some tips on that, what would you say to me?
I don't know, man. Like, it's like, I guess I've seen so many businesses online that I just had maybe a nose for it. I mean, there's kind of the standard stuff that you hear, like, okay, find a niche and pursue that. And I guess everybody knows that, but no, I think it's so much easier now to make money than ever before. With the technology that you can avail yourself of, the platform to acquire customers, the reach in terms of getting product from China or whatever it is. I mean, there's so many tools available. ClickFunnels allows you to create these really intricate funnels so I mean, I think more than ever, there's opportunity to make money online, which can be pretty daunting for the person who's just starting out, because it's like, whoa, all these things. But I don't know how to. I don't really know how to make money, other than just I know how to do it. I can piece together all the things necessary to make it work, and then if you get a great partner, or you surround yourself with a great team, it's literally like baking a cookie. It just you follow the steps. It's very formulaic, and you'll eventually get there. It's just a matter of time. But most people, I think, bail out before the cookie's made, and it sucks, or it's too much work, or whatever. So it happens a lot.
I love that you said it's so easy to make money right now online, because we get that question all the time. Just like, the market's saturated. Like, should I even bother? Just like, of course you should fucking bother. Like, it's a growing industry.
100%. Or don't. Or don't.
It's flooded. You're right. Please don't try.
Right. Oh, no, I mean, I think everybody has a reason, right? Like for a while I was doing some consulting, and I stopped doing that just because I came so frustrated with the crazy illogical answers people would give me back. I'm like, look, here's the formula. Well, it's not going to work. Okay, you're right. Like, I'm not going to argue with you. I think there's always a section of people that will talk themselves out of it and tell them it's too hard. And those people just go back to a job. It's all good. Like, there's no judgment. It's all good.
Yeah, for sure. There's a place for everyone.
Yeah, totally. Like, no judgment. Like, go get a 9-to-5 job. But for people that are willing to kind of walk that road, and again, it could probably not be a pretty road sometimes. It's a long road. It sucks. But if you can walk it long enough, you'll definitely win. I mean, you'll definitely make money for sure.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, that's something I've agreed with. I feel like as I've got deeper and deeper in the industry, the wins come easier because the opportunities are literally everywhere.
Which is kind of like the good part and the bad part, because as entrepreneurs, like big eyes, we're like, oh my God, let's do this. And, in our company, we're just constantly saying no. There's so many great ideas, like, oh my God, get it on Amazon, do this. And we just, as entrepreneurs, we want to do everything because we see this, but our challenge is just saying no and just focusing on one or two things that work. But no, I hear you, man. It's like, it's so wide open, which can be part of the challenge, because people are like doing everything, and then like there's only 24 hours in a day, and unless you have a team to do it, it can get pretty hard. So
Yeah.
What about your current business now? What's how do you say it? Lexicon?
Yeah, so Lexicon is the company we started with. We're rebranding we bought a domain and we're rallying around a company called Native Path.
Nice.
We're called Native Path. So Native Path has been around for 3 years or so, and we're growing like gangbusters, and we're doing really neat things, and we're super stoked about where it's going.
What so let's talk about that business model for a sec. What drew you into wanting to do Native Path?
So basically, my partner Chris and I, like 3 or 4 years ago, we were kind of burnt out. I was leading a company that was failing, which was hard for me to kind of put my head around. He had business challenges with partners. We were both kind of burnt out. He had some health issues. He was bigger and fatter, and then was just like, hey, I'm super into this paleo thing. We should check it out. So he got really, really into paleo, and then we just decided, like, look, we know enough from a marketing perspective to kind of attack this space. And so we rallied around paleo. We created a brand called the Paleo Secret. And we just applied all of our knowledge around the health and wellness space, which to us was new.
Yeah.
We were more of a B2B player where we were doing a lot of lead gen and high volume email. So for us to make the transition into actually selling something direct to a consumer was difficult for us, or at least it took us a while. But that was the original ideas. We were both just bored sitting around, and we realized that the health and wellness space was A, really, really big, and B, it was like personally satisfying to kind of actually help people along the way. We're not going to sell you another grant loan, or we're not going to email you 30 times a day. We're going to actually try to do something nice for people for once.
Yeah.
So that was like the impetus behind doing it.
That's cool, man. In that model, because I know, like, the only thing I know is you have an ebook and you have like instant access. Do you have like a supplement line, or how do you go about building out the back end? Because I know you've been driving a shit ton of traffic.
Yeah, we just launched a supplement line maybe about 2 months ago, 5 different supplements. And that was really born on the basis of we for so long had been selling other people's supplements really successfully. So as an affiliate. So obviously when you do that as an affiliate, somewhere in the back of your head, you're thinking to yourself, Jesus, can I do this myself?
Yeah.
So many of my customers were buying affiliate related products in the health and wellness space. We realized that so many of our customers were buying supplements. And we had great, vendor relationships with affiliates and such. But at some point, when you're kind of building your own brand, it makes sense to kind of build your own brand with your own stuff.
Absolutely.
So we sold millions and millions of dollars of other people's stuff, and we still do. But we wanted to make the move to Native Path to sell our own branded supplements, where we could control the quality, we could get economies of scale in terms of buying a lot of it and getting a reduced price, build our brand, so tell the story. So we've been selling an awful lot of it over the last 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, like a lot. Yeah.
This is like a prime time of the year. Like, it's literally January 2nd, 2018. Everyone's talking New Year's resolutions. Totally. You guys just must be crushing it right now.
Yeah, we're doing well. I mean, and the difference between this year and last year was last year we kind of approached January and said, oh, it's January. Like, what should we do? Like, let's start buying media. Whereas this year, I think, 3 or 4 months back, we started to kind of set the stage for what we knew would be a big January. In fact, we started scaling mid-December, which was even better.
Oh, nice.
Because, what you want to do in like times of scaling is just stress test every piece of your business, because invariably something's going to break. I mean,
that's really good advice, actually, man. That's something we've learned.
Yeah, I mean, like
the hard way.
Yeah. So it's like, is your system held together with duct tape, or is it like, is it seasoned? Do you have multiple layers of redundancy? Do you have? I mean, but always something breaks. I mean, like I think like New Year's morning, like I got my phone's going crazy at like 7 a.m. It's like American Express fraud control. Like, we shut the card off. I'm like, why did you shut my card off? They're like, well, we had, 50 concurrent charges from Facebook in a single minute.
How much are you spending?
Huh?
How much are you spending to get that many charges from Facebook?
We're spending a lot, dude. Like,
that's awesome.
Is that is your threshold, like the payment, like $750?
It's some accounts. Like some accounts we got it up to like $2,500, $5,000. I mean, we're spending a lot, like maybe 130 grand a day.
That's solid,
dude.
And we'd like to spend more if we could. I mean, we've so we navigate toward accounts being shut down, getting a hold of the rep, getting them back live. We have American Express freaking out, like, you'll lose your charges. We have inventory, but this is like, we love this stuff. Like, this is like the juice of it right here. We want these problems to happen so we can like stress test the system a little bit and make, look for the problems and then fix them.
No
Just
doubt.
as you're saying that, the amount of times that we've gone through the card didn't go through, what the fuck? And it's just the wire didn't hit in time, and it's just
100%, dude, 100%. So
it's a problem.
We just manage the details because it's the details that will get you there. It's also the details that will crush you. So I'm obsessive about we're admittedly very heavily into Facebook, which doesn't help me sleep well at night. But I mean, multiple layers of redundancy, multiple credit cards, multiple nodes, multiple merchant account backups. You have to just have layers because invariably things are going to break. You endeavor to kind of figure out what's going to break quick, figure out why it's breaking, and then try to fix it. And then just as you level up to a new level of ad spend, something's going to break. You just haven't come up. So we're pretty good now of thinking of what's going to break 4 or 5 months from now and trying to address it now because I could just count on both hands, both toes, all the companies that have scaled up super, super fast and then just gotten crushed because, one customer service rep didn't answer 200 emails and then chargebacks went up. And it's just this cascading effect. So I'm just relentlessly obsessive about the detail piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, man.
That foundation. You need the foundation.
100%.
That's on your model, obviously you might have your proprietary way of doing stuff and, I'll definitely respect that. But if you guys are spending that much, are you looking forward to breaking even on the front end or do you have a solid back end as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's different, right? When you're a digital marketer, you don't mind so much taking a lower return on ad spend. So we've gone as low as 60% return on ad spend because we know on a lead basis we'll make our money over time. On a supplement basis, when you've got real costs, you obviously try to break even if we're exceeding that on day zero, which is great. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's a confluence of are you doing lead gen? Are you doing free plus shipping? Are you doing straight to sale? And then you layer on top of that, what percentage are digital of what percentage are physical? And on top of that, what's the cost of the shipping of the physical products? And then you layer on top of that, a whole set of things related to the CPC you're paying and the CPMs you're paying. So it's it is a pretty, at this level, there's a lot of factors involved in terms of what's acceptable from an ROAS perspective. So you got to kind of get those right or get it close to right, or else you can get nailed pretty quick. Deliverability. If you're doing a lot of lead gen and you're basing, your back end on deliverability issues because you're doing lead gen, you better make sure that immediately when you're not inboxing.
Totally.
We faced that, a year ago when we were doing a ton of volume, and ultimately we couldn't deliver email because we're getting inboxed, or we weren't getting inboxed, and so. You can lose a lot of money very quickly if you're not careful about all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, generally put, we're happy. We're not happy, but we'll take a loss out of the gate. Just to get very, very aggressive on our media because as I mean, in these auction-based settings, it's kind of a winner-take-most approach. So
absolutely,
you're that guy that can pay a penny more on a CPM basis than the next guy. You're going to get up most of the inventory. So we like to just kind of be aggressive there and box other guys out.
How long does it take from when your customer enters your funnel to get them profitable?
So generally on this stuff now, it's day zero, right? So generally it's day zero. So depending on the funnel, whether it's lead gen, we might be at 90% return on ad spend day zero, and then our funnel, our AR series kicks in, and we'll usually at that point be profitable a couple days out because we're going to send them content and stuff, and buying opportunities. Mm-hmm. But on a lot of the supplement rich stuff where we're a digital marketer with a supplement backend, we're profitable day zero.
That's so awesome, man.
Which is great. And then, the game is how do you re-engage that consumer? How do you get them on auto ship? How do you give them value? Because you end up spending so much money to acquire the user that you want to, build a lifetime value. And that's even more reason why it was important for us to brand ourselves, because we want to push that Native Path brand, not so much build the brand of other people.
No, that makes sense. Plus, you control the product, you control the customer experience. There's so much that goes into that. So that's great, man. Spending over $100K a day and being able to break it in day one is
that's amazing.
Damn good spot. Yeah, what about your email in the back end? If you're buying media like that, you have a ton of email coming in. Are you doing anything to segment your lead gen list versus your buyer list?
Oh, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, I mean, my partner Chris is an exceptional mailer, and and that being said, I mean, we also don't delude ourselves into thinking that we're that good of mailers, in the sense that we are constantly reaching out to other people that mail really well.
Nice.
Coming from a student mindset. So we're going to seminars and listening to people. So we think we're good mailers, but we also are not stupid enough to think that we're the best mailers. So
yeah,
constantly educating ourselves. But yeah, I mean, I could go into mind-numbing details, or probably Chris could way better than me, about all of the things that we do on an email front to segment users, to treat them differently. The guy that does, the guy that purchased on a lead gen basis our collagen product is certainly not going to get more emails to buy more collagen. He might get, we'll get him on auto ship, but certainly, we segment that user out to do something else with Krill or something along those lines. So we're doing unopens, we're doing list hygiene. I mean, there's a million things that go into mailing.
Yeah.
We mail a day, but so we're pretty good there.
Is there a couple like best practices you'd always kind of recommend just for like when we always tell people like on the e-com side, make sure you have the basics set up, like your abandoned cart series, your your receipt, put a couple offers in there so people can buy, like just general stuff like that. And I know when you're doing mail at your level, that's like a few million leads. You're using obviously a more enterprise system. You're not just rocking and rolling with Aweber there.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, there's some basics. I mean, what really blew it open for us was on a lead gen basis. We were one of the first new guys in the health and wellness space to really do lead gen pretty well. So creating a very segmented autoresponder series where we deliver as much value to the user day 1, day 2, day 3 before trying to sell them on day 4, 5, and 6. So
nice.
We are constantly like overloading with value, like, hey, we found another free report for you. Hey, this is free, this is free, this is free. So at the point at which she's trying to ask them for the sale, they already feel like you've delivered so much value that asking for the sale, not really like asking for the sale. So certainly on a lead gen basis. And then we kind of have a best of series that goes into play, and then at some point they join our general mail list if they haven't purchased. But certainly we treat people who have purchased from us a lot different. They may not get as aggressive affiliate offers as someone who's never purchased before. But I mean, yeah, there's just a million things. I mean, list hygiene's a big thing for us.
Any recommended service on that? Anyone you like?
No, I can't think of the name. It's not really my area that I work on. Chris my partner would certainly know. So I don't want to give a good name out, or I can't give a good name out for list
definitely
hygiene.
Something I think a lot of people overlook is just simple list hygiene, like getting your data verified.
Yeah, like if someone hasn't opened a mail from you in like 90 days, like rather than keep up, just get rid of them. Like, I mean, just like don't create problems for yourself.
I find a lot of people, they feel like they spent so much to acquire that customer. Losing one of them is such a gigantic deal when really this customer doesn't even want to hear from you.
Yeah, right. Just get them off your list as fast as you can. I mean, if you've done what you can do to get them to buy the first, whatever it is, 90 days, and you've put your best foot forward and they're simply not going to buy, I mean, there's just no point in keep harassing them, because invariably they'll hit the spam button, they'll cause more problems for you. So if people don't want to get mailed, stop mailing them immediately. It's real simple. But obviously put your best foot forward to see if you can sell them something. We try as best as we can to try to sell our own products first. If we can't, then we might introduce an affiliate offer down the road. But we're going to do what we can to sell that user in the first 30 days our products and services. If we can't, then they might buy someone else's product.
Nice. What about as far as like, and I know this is a bit nitty gritty, but people ask us this stuff. So I want to ask, as far as like what domain you use for sending, do the buyers and the lead gen, are they still receive emails from the same domain, or do you kind of split it up?
Domains. Yeah, we have a bunch of different domains set up to segment out on a domain name basis. Again, not necessarily my area of expertise. I rely on my partner for that, but we've got what we believe to be fairly sophisticated setup on domain names, such that, again, what you don't want to have happen is everything rolling through a single domain.
I've definitely seen that happen before.
Yeah, like that domain has problems for whatever reason.
Yeah,
it's shut down. So in the spirit of multiple layers of redundancy, you better believe we've got multiple layers of domains, such that if and when there's a problem, we can move very, very quickly to address that problem and not be like, oh crap, we're stuck in the mud because this domain got crushed. So, yeah.
Well, say as much mail as you are too. You don't want to have like a couple of days of down mailing.
Yeah. 1 day of down mailing is super expensive. I mean,
no doubt. We always said the biggest cost in mailing is not mailing.
100%, right? Yeah, or your mail not going through, or your mail getting, to the promotions folder. So there's a million ways that your mail can get tripped up. But I mean, look, we would love it if we were a marketer that didn't have to rely on mail. There are marketers out there that we're very envious of that really have no autoresponder series. They're able to make margins on day zero. Or like, man, that's amazing. How do you do that? I don't think we're that good. We need mail so much that without it, it's extremely painful.
Yeah,
so,
no, I believe that,
it
man.
has to go out every day. It has to get inboxed, and it has to be the right offer. We're completely relentless about that.
As far as picking right offers and stuff, do you guys have any like generic approach you guys use?
I think our approach is probably much like many other marketers. I mean, we try to vet the offer from an efficacy point of view. Like, is it an ethical offer? There's lots of offers that might generate huge volume, but get also same, high chargebacks, high refunds because the offers aren't that great. So we pass it through kind of an ethical filter first. Like, does this make sense for our user?
Yeah.
And that might be new to some people, because you could certainly just look at it like, what's my EPC, bro? Or how much money did I make? And that's one way to do it for sure. But we pass it through that filter first. Then I think, like any other marketer, we're going to look and see how the offer does. We're going to, if we know that we should earn typically 20 grand for an offer on that day, does it meet that mark? Is it we'll test it on small segments. And if it looks like it's an offer that's going to win, we can hit it hard, but we're going to test very lightly. But we have a number of metrics that we're going to look at to see if it's an offer we're going to get behind, and B, we can scale on.
Yeah. No, that makes sense too. Just testing on smaller segments before going like all in one offer, entire list for the day.
I also like how you're like, since you've gone to building a bigger brand, how you're more focused on the customer. Like most people, they're just all about making that money, like you said, and you're like, okay, does this make sense for our customer? Is this going to create a long-term value for our customer to bring the person back?
Yeah, that's hard, right? I mean, it's hard to think about as marketers, where we're just like, how much money did I make that mess yesterday? I mean, a lot of people make the transition from being an affiliate. They start off being an affiliate. They're like, oh, I want to be a product owner. Okay, now you're a product owner. And then they don't think about brand. And, brands are what sell. And like, if you were to ask me 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh, screw brands. Brands are stupid. Like, I'm a direct marketer, man. Like, but if you look at, certainly in our space, right, the exits, the acquisitions that have gone in the natural health and wellness space, like, you're an idiot if you're not trying to build your brand. Now, don't do it in such a way that you end up making, like, you can't make money. Like, you got to still make money and make short-term decisions based on fueling the business. But yeah, I mean, I think that if you're going to be in the long run and you want to build an asset that transcends like, how much money did I make yesterday?
And sellable, and a sellable asset.
100%.
Yeah.
But building a brand can be a very long-term proposition because it's not easy. And there's plenty of companies that got out of business because they want to build a brand, because it can be very expensive. You got to, you have to employ direct response principles and actually sell something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bills have to be paid.
100%. 100%.
So what's the future? I feel like it sounds like one day you want to sell this company.
No, I don't know, man. I mean, we're very honest about it. Like selling a company is super hard. We all focus on the one company that sell. You don't focus on the 999 that tried.
Yeah.
So look, we run this business like a trading shop. Yesterday, I know exactly how much money I sold or made. I know exactly what. So we run this like it's a trading floor. We make our money. We pay ourselves back if we can. We don't keep a lot of cash in the bank. So we're making money along the way. And at the same time, we're building systems that allow us to scale, to allow us to build the brand. But look, I'd be lying if I didn't say that if someone came along with an incredible offer, we wouldn't sell. We would, of course, we would. That's like stupid.
Yeah.
But we don't think about it. We don't like build our business around this, this mythical buyer coming in out of the blue and giving you 10 times your revenue or something stupid.
Yeah.
So we run it like every day, really, really hard. There's so many cool things that are happening in the space that keeps me, a 20-year guy doing this, super interested. Like new tech platforms, new features, new distribution channels. Like, we're learning so much every day. Like, even just making the transition to being a supplement marketer, we've been digital guys, is super interesting. Like inventory, and how much do you order, and so there's enough that satiates my ADD that keeps me like super fired up about
No
Yeah.
pills needed.
I love it, man. I absolutely fucking love it. I love
Yeah.
it so much. It's awesome. So
That's
much
cool.
Yeah.
Dude, it seems like that's what really lights you up about the whole thing.
Yeah, there's always something new, man. Like, it's not, we're not like selling toilets or something like that.
Yeah.
We're like all this medium of like distribution. Like Amazon just announced their ad platform. Like, that's super interesting to me. Like all these new things coming out that allow us to be better marketers. Until the day that I get 100% click through and 100% conversion, like I'll keep trying. Like I'll keep like really.
Those are impressive goals.
Yeah, like we got 3% conversion. That's fucking awesome. I'm like, no, dude. 97 people told you no.
Yeah.
Like the 3 people told you that's amazing. Like 3% conversion on a landing page. I'm like, no. Like we got to figure out those other 97 people. Like how? So anyway, I joke, but I mean, I think I'll go to my grave trying to go for 100% conversion.
Dude, if you ever figure that out, you'll be the one and only man to ever do that.
Maybe
sounds like you're pretty competitive over there.
Religion or drugs or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe if you like send one email to the right guy that wants to buy that day.
Right.
That's funny, man. What about as far as, because you said pretty much all your eggs are kind of in Facebook right now. Well, Facebook and email, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, so we're heavily dependent on Facebook, which sucks and is also a blessing because it's a great ad platform.
Absolutely.
So, you know, in the spirit of multiple sources of distribution, I mean, we do first party mail, we do third party mail, we do CPM drops. You know, we do some stuff on Taboola, we do some stuff on Google.
Nice.
You know,
so you guys are diversified, like as far as.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's like 95.5. So it's like, we are making efforts. But you know, and it keeps us up at night. But yeah, I mean, we will always try to diversify, take our winners on Facebook and push them on search, display, Amazon, native. You know, we want to work
YouTube.
with first party. Exactly, dude. Like YouTube, first party mailers, third party mailers. Like we're constantly trying to push those channels because we believe that if we can take our winners at Facebook and give it to them, it's already a tested offer and we can do really well there. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think about, would you ever put your offer on an affiliate network or just run it yourselves to guys you know?
No, not really. Like affiliate network, they would probably come to us and we work with a number of affiliates directly that buy on their own dime on Facebook. So now affiliate networks, I know them really, really well. It's just, I think long gone is the day of just kind of like this blind network, this random 15-year-old kid out of Romania running your offer when it has very, very different goals than you do.
Yeah.
So that's just like, nah, man, not really our game. You know, we want to know who they are and we want to know we're in alignment in terms of like what we want to say in our brand. Because
I feel like one bad affiliate can just burn down the house.
Oh man, I got sued by Oprah. Yeah, man, by one bad affiliate. So yeah, I'm keenly aware how ruin your day, and you could Harpo Entertainment for the next year. So that one bad affiliate can really make a problem happen.
No doubt, man. Yeah, she's tough. She's no joke.
She had a lawsuit underneath your seat for you.
She doesn't fuck around. I mean, she sued 100 people. I was like number 97 on that list. And I basically I laid down. I'm like, their attorneys are like, look, we just want you guys to stop. Like, I'm like, it's one guy. Here's who he is. Here's what he said. Like, I'm just selling him out. Like, anything.
Yeah.
But I was able to explain to them how it worked. We ended up settling for $5,000, which was great. But yeah, I mean, I'm old enough. I don't want problems, man. I want like clean traffic.
Yeah.
I'm not black hat. Like that's just like that stuff's just like for a young man that I'm just not that guy anymore. But
I feel like you can only do that for so long too.
Right. I mean, why do you want to take all this time and build these systems and have it shut down and then build it all over again?
Totally.
No judgment. There was a million, kind of like 22-year-old kids that want to do that. You want to do that, dude, have at it. Like no judgment. I know them. They've made an awful lot of money. But for me, man, I'm like old. I don't want to deal with those problems, Like
no doubt.
I got a 3-year-old son that's like, punching me in the face. Those are problems I can deal with, but not like I don't want problems, man. No way.
Well, just even on the black hat stuff, man, I feel like those guys get so like in the grind of doing that they almost freak out at the thought of even having to do something white hat.
Yeah, because it's a lot more work. It's a ton of work. Like it's certainly making money in a black hat level is not easy because there's work involved. But when you actually have to give a shit about Mary Smith, who's 54 years old, who lives in Duluth, Minnesota, who has 10 pounds to lose, who has a family, like when you start to care about people and like customer response times and refunds. Like that's a lot of work, and I get it.
Totally.
It's like work that you don't want to do, but I do because I want to be around for a while. But you don't want
to adds like 20 levels to the business.
100%, man. Like how fast can we pick up phone calls? Like how fast can we refund? How fast can we answer emails? Like the efficacy of our products, like making sure our products are organic. It's a lot of work, man. Like but again, if you can do it right and you can scale it across big platforms like Facebook, you can fucking annihilate it, dude. You can crush it. Yeah. So I think it's a worthwhile investment,
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, man.
Because it's only been around 3 years now.
Yeah, so we've been on 3 years. We've been on the Inc. 5000 every year.
Wow.
Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold here.
Everyone is. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so apologize for sneezing on your audience.
Whatever.
Coughing. But yeah, we've grown pretty rapidly every year. We've got a really amazing crew of people that we work with, that we're very tight with. From employees to vendors. We're super loyal. We support our vendors and employees. But yeah, man, we're growing and we're psyched about what we're doing.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
What as far as opportunities out there in the marketplace right now, if someone came to you and asked you, like, Scott, what do you think is a good place to be right now? What would you say?
We love health and wellness only because I think that it's growing. Americans are super fat and out of shape. The rest of the world, Canada is probably catching up too.
Yeah.
It's our number one export is getting people fat and unhealthy. So
got to win somewhere.
Yeah, so we love the health and wellness space because it's a big market, and also there is that element of really helping people. We've got probably now 1,500 testimonials.
Wow.
Really long-winded, like 5-paragraph testimonials of people that ends up making you feel pretty good and motivating you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The health and wellness space is a really amazing space to play in. It's super big. We don't mind competitors. That's the place that we've just spent 3 years focusing on. So I don't really know anything other than that right now. Like, I don't know, jobs or, zip codes, any of that. I have no clue, man. We've been like knee deep in health and wellness and just feel like it's really wide open in terms of like all the new stuff that's coming out, nootropic channels that are opening up, supplements, digital. Like it's pretty exciting. And there's been some amazing exits as well. Like some of these exits on like, Crave Foods or the money being raised in the space is really spectacular to see that happen.
That's interesting. I haven't followed or seen anything like much on that at all.
Crazy. Like these big, like, like Procter & Gamble, these big product companies are going in and like gobbling up all these like natural health food companies. Like
really,
a friend of mine like started a natural underarm deodorant brand called Native. And grew that super fast. Ended up selling it for like $80 million like 2 years later.
Really?
Incredible. Wow. Like maybe the numbers are wrong, 80 million or 20 million or something like that. Like fast. But I think in the natural health space, again, depending on how you define that, it's super interesting. So we believe in that space. We play in that space. We feel good at night. We can sleep at night. We're not doing evil things. So that's the only space I really know of right now that we like and can recommend.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What for people getting online, I have, anytime someone asks me like, where should I start? I always try to figure out like what they're naturally good at.
Yeah.
Like, I think someone who's a good networker is probably going to shoot themselves in the face if they try to learn Facebook ads.
Right.
Just because it's like not second nature. Right. But when someone comes to you and asks like, what are some of the key skills you think I need to take to really take my game to another level? What would you say?
Yeah, I think it's like be a marketer first. Like, understand marketing. I think you get a lot of guys that certainly in our field, they have a great product.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bitter reality. Well, I'm like, dude, your product kind of doesn't matter. Like it does matter in the sense it has to be good, but like, you don't understand. I've got the latest, like, collagen that no one else. I'm like, I don't care, dude. Like, be a marketer first.
Yeah.
Understand funnel design, development, average cart value, return on ad spend. I think that's probably the biggest skill you can learn. Yes, you have to have a good product. Yes, you have to have good systems in place, but the world will find you. If you get a good offer, and people, I want to learn Facebook. Like, don't learn Facebook. Figure out how to create a good offer first. And then, you know what? Usually marketers will find you.
Yeah.
If you have an offer that's crushing it, they'll come knocking on your door and you'll get Facebook traffic or whatever it is by yourself. But yeah, you're generally right. Like, people try to learn too many skill sets. Being an exceptional at traffic is a very different skill set than, say, understanding how to manage mids or
totally
understanding how to do email or to set up a funnel. So generally, I would tell people begin to learn the language of funnel development, offer development, creating an avatar, figuring out copywriting, which is so important in our game. These are really, really important skills to learn before you even put an ad on Facebook, because certainly it's easy to spend money online and buy a lot of ads, but unless you've kind of nailed some of these basics on like copy, average cart value, these are things that are just fundamental to learn before you go out and spend money advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that makes total sense. What if someone asks me what I think you're good at? I think just running a business, because you've done it for so long, you've done so many. Would you say another strong suit of yours is on the traffic side as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good at problem mitigation. We drive traffic, but there are guys that are far bigger than us that are doing way, way more interesting things in traffic. I think what we're good at is kind of like gathering up a good gang of traffic experts and getting them all to play together in the same sandbox using our offers. So we drive internal media. We have relationships with outside people on an agency basis, on an affiliate basis. So we work really hard to kind of treat people that understand traffic exceptionally well. And you treat them well by giving them tested offers that pay them a lot, and you love them to death. You're in the business of servicing them. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? You're putting like yourself, people are like, oh, what is it? Like your president of the company? I'm like, no, dude, I'm like the bottom of the totem pole. Like, it's like, it was like, I would spend like a week on like Necker Island with Richard Branson. He like completely flipped it around. He's like, dude, you work on the bottom. Like there's an inverted pyramid of people. So I go around to all my employees. I'm like, dude, what do you need right now? What do you need?
Yeah.
So I service those guys first, and let them do the heavy lifting. And I'm just in the service of others. So it's like, whether it's like gathering up a bunch of guys that are exceptional at traffic and giving them kick-ass offers and with creative, Gina, my person that runs my customer experience, it's like, I'm just like, what do you need? Like, how can I help you? What can I service you today? Because ultimately, like that's, those are the people doing the heavy lifting and making the calls, because they touch, like my media buy guys touch the traffic. Like we kind of touch it, from a hands-on point of view, but they're actually every day in the belly of the beast. So we're just trying to arm them with as much as we possibly can to make their jobs easier. And if you do that long enough, you'll win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's smart. It's quite different from like the corporate mindset.
Oh, 100%, dude. Like 100%. Like, Chris and I view ourselves at the bottom of the totem pole, and we really believe that. Like, we've got zero fucking ego around like, oh, I'm president of the company. Like, well, I don't give a fuck.
Titles don't mean shit. They're just self-appointed.
You know what, man? I love that you're saying this. Like, one thing I've always believed is like, my most important role in my company is make sure that my team has the resources they need to be successful.
100%.
Because if they don't have that, they can't do their job.
Yeah.
Nope. And they're the ones doing the lifting. Like, Gina today is putting a listing on Amazon. I mean, she's like answering customer service mails. She's like, load balancing our mids. Like she's doing all that heavy lifting that, when you start a company, you do all this yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, you end up doing it poorly anyway. You get it going, right? And then you hire experts to kind of do it for you. And unless you're servicing those experts, a lot of times it's not money. It's just like appreciation. Like it's like we run our company. It's like, look, we have no formal vacation policy. We have no formal anything.
Yeah.
Like, just do what you want. Like, and we'll support you. And occasionally someone will hang themselves, and it's like, okay, dude, you're out. But if you give people enough love and appreciation and like give them the tools they need to do the job well, generally if you hire the right people, they'll do it. And like, so those are the people that I'm grateful for. Like those are the people you service. Like they service your customers. Like I don't really talk to, angry Mary Smith from Duluth who, are collagens one day. I don't do that. Like, but I do help people that do talk to them.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I really like that philosophy overall. I think a lot of people miss that, or I think people create kind of like glass ceilings because they want to be the ones with all the answers, calling all the shots. But you can only go so far with that model.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Like you just want to build people up. Like I don't care what title I have. I don't care. I have no ego around things. Like I just want to build people up. Like recently we hired this incredible guy who's been working with us for over a year now. Jonathan, who we hired really like sight unseen as a director of operations. And over the last year, he has just completely transformed the way we do things in terms of like how organized, how specific he is. He's our liaison to our tech team. He builds our funnels now. And like, we just load him up with more. Like we load him up with more money, more equity, more love. Like, and we just give the guy, you know, he runs our meetings for us. So like Chris and I are happy to sit in the back and like orders from him.
Yeah.
Can you guys do this? Like, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, so we like building people up like that because we, you know, you can only sit on the helm so long and you know, the more people at the helm that are actually like doing this stuff, the less likely you are to make a mistake as well. Because, you know, I'm only so good at so many things, but if you have more competent people like making the calls on things, you're less likely to really fuck up. You know, like you have good people that have very, very different skill sets in places to make decisions that don't have to go through Chris and I. Like you go make them on your own, dude. Like I don't care. Like we trust you to make these decisions. You don't have to. Don't have us as the bottleneck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, that's freaking awesome, man. I love that.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
How so as far as like when you said you hired this guy sight unseen, what kind of like paces did you put him through to make sure he was the right fit up front?
Well, yeah, we throw everyone to the fire, man. Like we just like we don't have a formal training policy. We just start loading you up with stuff, and usually people will wilt and just be like, "Oh, I can't take it," or they'll thrive in environments. You know, young guy, 28 years old, wants responsibility. You know, no girlfriend, wants the grind, wants to and crank things out. And normally, like people will rise up to the occasion. This guy just crushes it because like. He just is in there and thinking like a business owner from day one, and we treat him like that. You know, we don't treat him like an employee. So he just we threw him at the fire. We put him in charge of something really important. We watched carefully to see what would happen, and we're like, this is amazing. This guy's like way more organized. We have a ticketing system that we do that organizes all of our tech queue. Then we put him in charge of our marketing, and he's like, you know, I've increased the average order value from $80 to $87 this week by adding this change of wording on upsell 3. And we're like, God bless you. God bless you. Do more, please, sir. Please do more. So we just like, we hit people with a lot of love and appreciation and gratitude. I know it sounds kind of like crunchy and weird, but if you get the right people that are competent and give them enough tools, I mean, he gets fired up about, you know, changes in conversion rate. I mean, as you guys know in this business, I mean, going from 1% to 1.5% is mind blowing.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, man. That's a huge increase, 50%.
So we just say, look, dude, like, how could you make your cart value over $100 on this? Yeah. He's like racking his brain to think about all the different ways of doing it, and he's trying things. He's updating things on the fly. And that's the other thing too, is you scale. Like, there's more things in place that stop you from just doing that on the fly marketing. Yeah. So he's with funnels, like changing things around, like moving things, reporting back the next day, like, look, it made a difference to the positive, great, do more, if negative, turn it back. So we have these constant tests going on, like, and we just like give him carte blanche to go test this stuff. We don't need you don't need us to do it, dude. Like, you're a smart enough guy to figure it out. Yeah. When you give people that level of responsibility, they either crash really fast and really hard, which you want, or they rise to the occasion. And so we've like hired his brother. We're like all in on this guy. We're super stoked, man.
How long did it take you to find someone that fit that role?
So we went through 2 other people to get there.
Okay, that's not bad. Those are good odds.
Yeah, there's 2 other people for like director of operations, which were really painful. Yeah, but, you know, like, we want you to fail fast. We want to get you in. We'll throw everything in the kitchen sink at you for a month. You'll either show signs of doing it or you'll just get crushed. And so like, we'd rather you get crushed fast and move on and go work for eBay or something, you know, than not. So it took us a while, but once we found our guy, we're like rallying behind him.
That's awesome, man.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know how to put it. I was thinking like a no holds bars like business owner, but that's not quite it, man. But that's awesome.
Throw him in the ring, man. MMA style, baby.
Yeah.
You know, like same thing. Like, you could be like a trained boxer, like, you know, like amazing boxer, but like going to an MMA ring, you get kicked. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
We just throw people to the fire, and, you know, we give them a lot of love and support along the way, and also, you know, a lot of our time and effort. Chris and I have been doing this a long time, so we kind of like know you're sailing this ship, right? You know the places to avoid. Like, don't go into this harbor. You're gonna get cut here, and sometimes they don't listen. They just jam the boat into the coral reef and get smashed, and that's okay too. But but generally we can kind of like guide them based on our years of experience. Like, yeah, you probably don't want to do that, or you might want to think about doing this.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we call. And we've been hurt before by that for sure, but we want that. We want a set of employees and partners that have been battle tested. Like, like I was on a call this morning. I'm like, you guys realize like we're gonna quadruple our volume this year. Like, don't think that's normal. Like I want you to fail. I want you to get crushed so you understand like what an incredible period of time we live in to be able to see these wins because.
Dude, that's cool.
All you see is wins. It's like, oh, this is normal to do like $50 million. Like, no, it's not normal, dude. It's like, it's a lot of work, bro. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
We want people to fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
What
else? Yeah. What else did Branson give you for nice little tidbits? That's a really good piece, man. I love that.
Yeah. He was just like, hey, you don't need to, don't service your customers, service your employees. Like, not like customers don't come first.
Yeah.
I was like, well, but everyone says like, no, bullshit. Your employees come first. So that was a big, then the flipped pyramid was interesting to me, but no, more than anything, it was like humbling to see a guy. I think most guys in our space look at this guy as like the apex.
Totally.
Like,
man. And was he have like 100 different businesses from Elon airlines Musk. To like whatever, Yeah,
it's like Branson, Elon Musk. These guys are such, but the humble nature of this giant was just so like, it was just so calming because in our space, right, you have these guys that, I mean, especially like I am, or, these egos are like, oh yeah, I'm the man, like, and you're not like, when you get 30 guys around Richard Branson, love it or hate it. Like you're like, yes, sir, no, sir. Like there's just he's like leveled up way past you. And you know it and he knows it. But the gentle nature by which he treats us little people was so humbling, like, cause he was genuinely interested in what you were doing and he was genuinely like curious, and it gives you like a different mindset. So like, we just abhor ego. We fucking hate ego.
Yes.
Level. And you see a lot of it in this space because if you're young and you're making a ton of money, like by any stretch, you could have ego for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was like one of the things. He's just like super humble and like incredibly smart. And so we bow in the awesomeness of those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. That's cool though. I really like that philosophy, man.
Do you mind me asking how much that event cost you?
It cost me $50,000.
Nice. Well worth it?
100%.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, 100%. 100% worth it. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
It was, I'm dating myself. That was like 7 or 8 years ago. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
It's probably gone up since then.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, whenever you can be around guys like that that you can learn from. I mean, we play in our own game and we think, I'm doing such amazing things. Like I'm the man. Like, and there's a lot of that in the IM space. Like all these jackasses out there selling advice. And I get it. Like it's cool. Like that's your thing. But when you realize there's like we're not putting a person on fucking Mars. Do you know what I mean? Like we're reinventing the way travel's done. Like we're putting up ads on Facebook, man. Like, come on, dude. Like we're not just like chill out. You're good.
And Zuckerberg's the real winner in that at the end of the day.
Yeah, like just be mellow, dude. Like I get it. Like
what I find funny is so many of these gurus, like they won't be seen at any other event or they won't be doing anything like that. And like for me, like even if I'm teaching 1 million people how to do Facebook, like I'm still going to be going to that dude who I think's better than me and just
100%.
Like dude, I will get taught till the day I die because there is so much you can learn from other people. Even if they're on the same level, they think differently.
100%, dude. 100%. Like we went to so many masterminds last year. Like I was out in Austin, like in November, doing like an Amazon, like a selling on Amazon course.
Oh wow, I love.
Like, what are you doing here? I'm like, dude, I'm fucking learning, bro. Like,
which Amazon course was that?
This guy, like, Ryan David Moran.
No, I actually spoke at an Amazon course in Austin, Texas. So I just
he owns like capitalism.com and he puts on events, but he did like this 5K like 3-day course on selling on Amazon. I'm like, I'm in, dude. Like, I love it. They're taking
Is he good people, man? I've seen him around a lot, like his videos.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good. He sold one of his brands, I think, for 8 figures. And he's pretty knowledgeable on Amazon. So like, we don't do anything on Amazon. I mean, we started to, but like, I put myself in the student mindset, man. Like I'm I'm taking notes, dude. Like if you see me, that guru guy, that's like, I'm just like punch me in the face, dude. Like
Yeah.
you have that like.
I'll remember that.
Well, not hard, dude. Like, cause
Yeah.
but
Anything below the lip line.
I got a big fist, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
But,
a gut shot.
man, I think it's important to just be a student of this game. I mean, there's so many guys
100%.
made money, and then like what you don't realize is everything is eaten by everything else. Like there's just, I know for a fact there's a 22-year-old kid out there that's going to eat my lunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you think you know everything about Facebook advertising, you think you know everything about Amazon, you're dead in the water. Email marketing, like these are all fluid moving parts. And so like, I don't really view myself as an expert of anything. Like I'm kind of the conductor that's, you know, out there with the orchestra of people that are really good at what they do. But if you ask me, like, I was like a mastermind, like in Mexico, like a month ago. And this guy's like, hey, what are your open rates on your mail? I'm like, I don't know, dude, like 20%. I have no idea. Well, what about this? I'm like, and he's like, dude, what do you do? You don't even know your own business. I'm like, that's right, dude. I fucking don't, because I work on the business, not in the business. Like I can orchestra, like, and that's how you want it. You don't want to be that single point of failure where you know everything and everyone has to come through you, because eventually you're going to get run over. Eventually, I just know it.
Oh, or you get hit by a bus and then no one else knows how to do anything. Right.
Like I want to be able to take a week off with my family in the Caribbean and come back and the business is working perfectly without me.
Yeah.
You know, like that's my dream, is that like all roads don't have to go through you, because your ego will tell you that it should. Your ego, you'd say like, no, I'm the president and CEO, bitch. Like you gotta, you know, me. No, dude. Like you want this thing to run without you, and put people in charge that can do that for you.
That makes total sense.
Smarter than me.
What'd you say, Gabe?
I said I want to hire people that are way smarter than me.
Totally, dude. 100%.
You did, your girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Man, totally. I'm like dumb, dude. Like I don't know anything, bro. I'm just like here for the ride.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. I remember actually too a story you talked about way back where I don't know what company it was, but you had all these like kids and you were like hopping them up on like energy drinks, and they're generating like millions of dollars a year, and you're paying them like $50,000.
Yeah, addicts. I had just this gang of like 5 or 6 22-year-old kids that became really exceptional media buyers. And it was like, you know, I came from like more of an old school way of doing it. It's like, well, you can't have beer in the fridge. You can't serve alcohol at work. I'm like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
And you have Red Bull, and you could have the music going loud. And like, so I learned very on, just like way back in the day, like I learned that just to throw out like the traditional business advice. And like, yeah, these guys, like, you know, like they don't get out much, right? Like, so they don't even see girls, dude. Like they sit and put up ads all day long, and they love beer and playing video games and Red Bull. And I'm like, why don't I give them beer, video games, and Red Bull? And maybe they'll be stoked. And maybe I'll also take them out to ad tech and let them see some girls, and like they'd be stoked about that too. I was like, yeah, that kind of works. Yeah. So like, yeah, I just I just look for opportunities to kind of like figure stuff out for people. But yeah.
I think that's cool though, man, because it goes to the point, and the reason I went down that road is because so many people talk about like, oh, I can't, you know, afford to hire this person or that person, because everyone always wants to put a relationship down to a dollar figure, when I don't think it's about that.
No, dude, not at all. I mean,
because that's not what it's about for me.
Yeah. That's 100% right, dude. It's like, you're probably like 90% right. Like, yes, people want to make money, but
they need to.
When you make them feel super important, when you make them feel like they're the man or they're the woman, and you're giving them gifts, and you remember their kid's birthday, and you don't give them a standard vacation policy, yes, you can get burned for sure. They're going to keep people that take advantage of that and get rid of them. But generally, if you treat people exceptionally, they'll repay you in kind. And if you're creating environments where they're learning, they're feeling they're growing, they're appreciated. It sounds kind of woo-woo and like, you know, kind of like fuzzy-wuzzy, but man, it just works, dude. Like people want to feel like their life matters and they're doing cool work. So we really spend a lot. I mean, we don't have a formal office. We've got 12 employees. They're scattered all around the world. We try to get together once or twice a year. We'll rent an epic place in Mexico or whatever. We treat people super well. We give them the benefit of the doubt. Like we just do things that make make their job super easy.
Dude, I subscribe to that 100%, man.
Yeah, man.
Even when we bring people on, like when we bring on mailers, because we have 3 mail teams now, 3 to 5 person per team, and they're all doing something a little bit different. So we like combine their knowledge and, at the same time, make sure they're focused on their stuff, because then they're figuring out their own ways, right? But so many people are like, oh, you should just pay them like a percentage. I'm like, well, that doesn't cover their bills month to month. I want to make sure they have a good base, and then they have a good opportunity for an upside, and give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, and bring them almost like how you would treat family. Like, you'd want them taken care of.
Totally. And there's always going to be that family member that shits on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always. And that's just, you have to know that to be true. And they're going to hurt you, and you're going to be hurt. It's going to be devastating. And like, business is super personal. Like, it's like, and there'll be vendors that fuck you over. There'll be the employee that leaves and takes your shit. And I get that. Like, that's all going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's not the norm. The norm is if you treat people exceptionally well, you show them love, you show them appreciation, you give them responsibility, you let them fuck up, you give them unexpected treats. I mean, like, you're going to win most of the time.
Totally.
So that's how we do it. It's how we want to be treated. We want to run a business that way.
Yeah.
We treat others that way as well.
No, that makes total sense, man.
That's so cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Damn, the wisdom from Rewick himself.
Oh yeah, I feel like I could talk to you for hours.
No, I like this stuff, man. It's super. Like, you guys, how you want to interview? I'm like, yeah, dude. Because I talk about stuff all day long. Like, I get about it. It's not like really that big a deal for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I feel like
I got to trip down and visit you.
Yeah, come down, man. Come down. Or will we see you guys at Traffic and Conversion Summit?
Yeah.
Or
we'll be in TC for sure.
For sure. Love San Diego.
Yeah, we'll have to hook up and take a few beers or.
Yeah, definitely beers and Red Bulls, right?
Beers and Red Bulls.
Do you still doing media mentors?
No, that was my foray into teaching others. And it just, at the end of the day, I got too bummed out. Like, I just got too sad because I felt like I had this wealth of information that I could give people. And just like, it's funny, like, if you tell people go left, they'll just go right. And don't go right, man. Like, don't go right. So, I mean, I do help people from time to time. I do some limited consulting and work with some people, but generally I'm all in on this business. I found that teaching others is just too painful for me because I do take it very personally.
Yeah.
When people fuck up, I'm like, oh God, I told you not to do that. Someone told me to do this. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty much all in on this business. It's what we do. This is what I do. And yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, because I remember, I think it was you that told me one of your students, like, he sold his company for like 8 figures or something like that.
Yeah, this guy, amazing guy out of Australia, man. Like, again, a brand guy. But he didn't understand. He had a supplement company that had really great offline distribution through drugstores.
Yeah.
He basically was building a brand online and didn't understand the first thing about media buying. So we got him ramped up on media buying, and then ultimately he sold his entire brand for a ton of cash.
Jeez.
And great guy, super good guy. But again, one of these guys that just has this like mindset of like learning, like not really that concerned about the exit so much. Just like just continually learning how to do new stuff. So I've been like really fortunate to be around like really cool people that have zero ego, that have made far more money than I have. That keep me humble and keep me excited about the space. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah,
it's cool how even just like laid back you are with like your long winding road behind you.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's just cool though. Like, for everything that you're doing, man, you're just so chilled and laid back. Like, you seem pretty stress free overall.
Well, I got like a 15-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son, so like they get most of my stress. Like, they're just like beating on me all the time. So. This stuff's easy. No, like there is stress. Like I told you, like 7 a.m. call from American Express.
Yeah.
When you're spending $130,000 a day, saying that your car's been suspended, that definitely like raises the heart level. But I work hard to kind of like just chill. I think when you've been doing it for so long, you've seen so many things. Like it's not so many, like the valleys and spikes aren't so big because I've seen a lot of weird stuff. But no, I like what I do, and I'm surrounded by great, amazing people, and so I have every reason to be happy.
No doubt, man.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, super.
I had actually a question, Gabe, unless you got something in mind.
No, I'm good, man. I'm just drinking all the information and I like it. So
no, Scott's a good guy, man. I knew we were gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
People just getting started, man. what would be your best advice for them even to want to get into this game?
So if by this game you mean, so there's different games. Like you could get into the game of making money. You could get into the game of just starting a business. You could get into the game of the health and wellness vertical. So
I would say getting online. Like a lot of people want that laptop lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you got to start modest. Like part of the challenge in me sharing with everyone all the success I've had is you just don't know all of the dark and shitty roads I've been down to get there. It's like 20 years of learning every day in this space. So it can be a bit overwhelming to be like, oh yeah, man, let's make 10 grand a day or whatever it is. So I would just say start small, have modest goals in mind. Just think to yourself, like, how can I make $1,000 a month?
Yeah.
And you can reverse engineer that back into like, what would you have to create in order for that to be true? And also weigh onto the fact that you've got kids or family or you have a job that you do. Like, so I wouldn't say necessarily jump in with both feet.
Yeah.
If you've got financial responsibilities that you can't afford to like not make money. Like Chris and I started this business in 2014. The first year we made no money, no money. Like we lost money the first year. And we think we're pretty good marketers.
Yeah.
We just got our asses handed to us the first year. Second year, we started making money. We made money last year. We'll make money this year. But be realistic about it. Don't think you're going to go from zero to making $1,000 a day overnight, despite what all of the gurus tell you how easy it is, how simple it is. Bullshit. It's a lot of work. So just slow down, figure out a worthwhile, like reasonable goal, and then you can reverse engineer back into that. So there's definitely things to do. If you've picked a vertical, I like your advice. Like, do something you're naturally good at. So if you think you want to do the health and wellness space, fine. Pick a niche. Oh, it's arthritis. And okay, great, arthritis. Like, do your research. Figure out where the keywords are coming from. Like, can you create an info product around arthritis? Could you sell it? Put something online. So just like take baby steps first. But more than anything, you've got to keep marching forward because there's going to be 1,000 no's and one yes. Just focus on yes. Too many people give up. Too many people think it's too hard, but just keep marching forward, keep it simple, be a student, and just make daily progress. We look at our business doing this 4 years later, we're making slight improvements every single day.
Nice.
So just keep improving, keep a positive attitude, be around people that are already successful, take advice.
I find that's a big one, man. Like just being around other people who are doing well, just even for the mental shift of being like, okay, that's obviously possible because they're doing it.
And even if you can't be face to face, right? Like just do it online. Find ways.
Because there's going to be days. There's going to be days when you question yourself and this is not working and nothing's working. And you're going to need that Skype call. You're going to need that meeting. Just someone's going to say, you can do this, man. Because a lot of times it just comes down to blind faith. You're going to have girlfriends, boyfriends, family telling you, don't do it. You can't do it. This is all scam. Like all that stuff, all that negative voice. And if you're not around people that continually lift you up, you might start believing them. And when you believe it, it's all over. Like if you can't do it, you're totally right. You can't do it for sure.
I believe that 100%, man. It all starts with the mental shift of being like, is this possible?
Yeah, for sure. And you're right, dude. Like this industry's littered with people that will prove to you it's possible. So you have enough people around you that will show you each and every day it's possible. So if you believe it's possible, that goes a long way. If you're skeptical, then it's hard to be skeptical and succeed.
One of the reasons we started this whole podcast, man, like we don't sell anything. We don't have any courses. We don't have any of that. This is something me and Gabe have been building on, and we're not too sure what it's going to turn into one day. But the biggest thing I wanted to do was I wanted people to hear from real guys who are actually doing shit. Because one of the biggest things I noticed, and this is a thought I had when I first wanted to get online, was, the guy, what he's showing me doesn't work anymore. Right. Why would he show me something that works? There's no point that I'd be his competitor. Right. But there's so many guys that are actually doing the business. Guys like you, like guys like us, like we have an email team and we do e-commerce. That's how we pay the bills.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I really want to bring out, man. And I think that getting that visibility and actually believing, like, I remember the first time I thought about getting into business for myself. I'm like, I thought you had to be a super smart dude in order to do it. And then I'm like, I'm not smart enough. Like my grades weren't that good. And then I met this one guy, man, who like after 2 weeks couldn't even open up PowerPoint on his computer. And we did it every fucking day for 2 weeks. Like, it was the same icon. You just had to type. And I'm like, if this guy can make money, I'm like, I can make money.
Right.
Like, it isn't rocket science.
You tell yourself, that storytelling is so important. Like,
yeah, man.
It's your stories become your beliefs, and then your beliefs, become everything. So I would agree. Like, I just saw so many people making money back in the day. I was like, God, if that guy can do it, like, holy crap! Like, I know I can. But yeah, man, it's true.
Is there anything you do to keep your mental game going?
I sleep a lot. No, I just do weird stuff. Like, I like do a lot of psychedelics. I'm a beekeeper. I have kids. Nah. I mean, just like the normal stuff. I work out. Do jiu-jitsu, stuff like that.
Keep healthy.
I try to. Yeah, I try to.
Mm-hmm. That's funny, man. Yeah, that's one thing I know that I've let slip before, man. Like, trying to do like only 4 or 5 hours a night and try to be consistent with that. You just don't bring your A game like that. Yeah,
for sure. 100%. 100%.
Cool.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much for coming out. Like, this is
100%.
Good.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're very welcome.
You want to do this weekly, just like us three chatting? We don't have to record it.
Yeah, well, I look forward to what you guys are doing, man. I mean, I'm a student, so whatever you guys are doing on Shopify or, like importing stuff out of China, like physical goods, like I would love to learn from you guys, because I think we have a lot to learn there. Yeah.
I feel like Tyler and I would like to learn from you, because we're kind of pivoting into that direction more so.
Yeah, we've done what we've been doing is just buying, like, basically just getting stuff out AliExpress and like hawking that. But to a good, like, November we did $1 million in revenue. Just on stuff you could buy on AliExpress for half to a third the price. Crazy. And so what we're doing is we're changing our model so that we can like build our own brand and have our own products. Because the shitty thing about what we have now is it's so easy to compete with us.
Right.
And you can make money and you can do that. But like having a brand and having something down the road, having something like stable, that's really where we want to head.
100%, man. No, I think you're spot on, dude. So yeah, I'm sure I could learn a ton from you guys in that area. We're newbies there, but anything we can do to help you guys in terms of our world, we're happy to do.
Awesome.
We'll definitely appreciate that.
For sure. Yeah.
No.
Cool.
Perfect.
Well,
guys.
To wrap up, man, if people want to get a hold of you or reach out, is there anything you want to do? Any sort of site or?
It's email me. I'll give you my email. I don't care. Like, it's just Scott, my name, Rewick, REWICK @gmail.com. I help when I can. If I can't answer all the emails, sorry in advance, but I'm happy to help or whatever, give us some quick advice.
Awesome.
I go to like as many shows as I can and masterminds. So I'm out there doing.
So you'll be at Traffic and Conversion?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. That's super cool.
Drinks on Gabe.
Drinks on Gabe. Yeah,
that's right.
Tyler and I.
not on Gabe, but like on Gabe.
I don't know. I'm a pretty big dude. I could hold a lot of drinks, but
all right, we could try that.
I don't know. For science. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Yeah, make sure to go like us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and give us a review on iTunes, because we produce great shit and it's entertaining.
And we got big bosses like Scott on here.
Oh, yeah. Bring that A game.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. Everyone take care.
Later.